Amid a city ravaged by destruction, smoke curls around a wrecked car. The silence is shattered by a blaring emergency alert from its flickering radio. A pack of Grade 4 monsters, Belto, has appeared at the Sea Demon intersection, crackles the voice. Deploying, Grade 2 Awakener, Spear Master Gamsangu. Team Zenkaku is also en route. Suddenly, a thunder of massive footsteps, a horde of ostrich-like monsters with iridescent blue plumage stampedes through the ruins. Spear Master Gamsangu, clad in crimson red, plants his feet and glares at the advancing Belto monsters. They croak and shriek with guttural menace. One unleashes a deafening screech, so powerful it rattles windows. Gamsangu flinches. With 10 of them, he mutters, "These cries could shatter my skull." Purple lightning begins to crackle from his body. With a defiant spit, he unleashes it skyward. The energy concentrates and reforms midair into a massive, spear-shaped bolt. Just as he prepares to hurl it, a sudden blue flash ignites the skyline boom. A blade of searing blue energy carves through multiple Beltos, cleaving them with surgical precision. "What?" Gamsangu gasps, stunned. A red-haired female warrior lands beside him. "Captain, as expected of you, to take down this many Beltos in one strike." "It wasn't me," Gamsangu replies. "I'm not a dealer specialized in wide-area attacks like the Blade Queen." As his companion looks on puzzled, he looks thoughtfully towards the source of the attack while his confused teammate still has a question mark hovering over her. Gamsangu asks, "Is there another Awakener unit dispatched here besides us?" To which she replies, "No, I haven't heard of any." "That's strange," Gamsangu mutters. "As far as I know, there's no one in the country with this level of ability," leaving his companion even more bewildered. The female warrior points to a pristine magic stone on a defeated Belto, exclaiming, "They hunted them but left the magic stones behind? Those are the most valuable parts." Gamsangu narrows his eyes and wonders, "Damn, what kind of situation is this?" Gamsangu deduces that the clean cuts on the Beltos, it's definitely the work of an Awakener, showing strength beyond at least a grade, and then disappearing without a trace. He wonders what's their goal. He then clicks his tongue and instructs his teammate to collect the magic stones and call headquarters for the corpse disposal team, to which she readily agrees. As his teammate gets to work, Gamsangu turns his head with a curious hitching. His attention is caught by a nearby building a diner, simply named Diner. He remarks that if that pervert who only carved out the Belto breast meat had messed up, their corpses might have fallen towards this side. The owner is pretty lucky. A bit weary, Gamsangu who stretches and declares he's in the mood to go in and have a drink. Meanwhile, 2 small birds chirp contentedly while perched on the hood of a damaged, pristine white car nearby. Suddenly, a man in a gray shirt walks down an outdoor staircase, ruffling his hair as the birds take flight. The same man now, on what appears to be a balcony, wipes his face with a cloth. He then casually walks towards the entrance of the diner, the sliding doors opening. He approaches inside the diner after placing his hand on the gas stove burner lit up with a blue glow. The man in the gray shirt places a frying pan onto the lid burner. He opens a shelf and looks at a large slab of meat, a purple crystalline visor, now obscuring his eyes. He gently places his hand on the pale Belto breast meat with garlic and rosemary on the counter standing. With his hands on his hips, he surveys his kitchen, seemingly contemplating his next move. Looking down at the substantial piece of meat, he wonders aloud, "Did I cut off too much Belto meat after all?" He then considers that the Belto corpses have likely been collected by now and thinks about making some jerky. Suddenly, a knock at the door interrupts his thoughts, and a voice calls out, "Is Kang Cheol-ho here?" At the diner's entrance, a man in a suit speaks. "I'm from the Awakener Association. Are you Kang Cheol-ho himself?" To which Kang Cheol-ho now, without ado, replies, "Yes." The association man continues, "The thing is, a pack of Beltos attacked this area earlier. Fortunately, they were dealt with quickly, but you must have been quite startled." The association man explains, "I came to check if you suffered any damages," to which Kang Cheol-ho nonchalantly replies, "Ah, yes. Well, isn't that just everyday life?" The man adds they say the world has stabilized a lot these days, but things like this still happen sometimes. Luckily, there are hardly any residents around here, so the damage is minimal. He suddenly stops mid-sentence with a curious HM, a glint appearing near his nose as if he's caught a scent. Wow, he exclaims, turning to Kang Cheol-ho, something smells delicious. Kang Cheol-ho, with a slight smile, simply states, well, it is a diner. Suddenly, the associate became embarrassed. The association man, looking hopeful, asks if the restaurant is open. Could I have a meal for breakfast? I've been running around since dawn and haven't eaten a single meal. Kang Cheol-ho readily agrees, sure thing. The association man looks slightly taken back by the easy acceptance. Stepping inside, the man exclaims, oh. The interior feels just like a diner from a drama aired before the gates appeared. After looking around for a menu, he asked, oh, I don't see a menu. Could you give me a menu? But Kang Cheol-ho explains, we don't have a menu. We cook based on whatever ingredients we get each day. Now seated at the counter, the man inquires, then is there something like a daily special? To which Kang Cheol-ho, busy in the kitchen, replies, you could say that. Kang Cheol-ho, with a slight confident smile, announces, today's menu is Belto Steak. The association man looks completely flabbergasted, uttering a shocked Belto. He then recalls, must be those guys from earlier, I saw 10 of them, adding that thankfully Master Gamsangu who took care of them, and they headed straight to the market, it seems. Kang Cheol-ho confirms, yes, thanks to that, I was able to get a lot of fresh Belto meat, while pouring milk into a pan with garlic, stating they're ferocious, but their taste is exquisite. The associate, in shock, asks, Belto meat, you say? Kang Ho simply tells him, just try it as a steak, and the association man, leaning forward, excitedly thinks, well, that sounds exciting. But then worries, steak, all of a sudden, I thought this was a casual diner, I hope I have enough money. While Kang Ho is shown skillfully slicing through thick marbled steaks from the large piece of Belto meat. He stands in his kitchen, grinding pepper over the prepared belt of steaks. A flashback begins. 30 years ago, I woke up. I was summoned to another world where dragons flew and monsters roamed. The flashback continues, depicting Kang Cheol-ho in a chaotic, fiery landscape filled with battling monsters, including a large minotaur-like creature and a dragon in the sky, reiterating, I was summoned to another world. The scene zooms in on a terrifying, snarling red dragon facing off against a younger, determined-looking Kang Cheol-ho. The flashback shows him gaining strength and defeating the dragons. He recalls finally defeating a demon king in a grand magic-filled throne room, and by chance he was able to return to Earth. Looking somewhat regal, but the soul he knew was gone, replaced by a city under siege by a massive, dark, serpentine creature. Back in the present, grinding pepper, he reflects that during the 30 years he spent summoned to another world, he fought the demon king and saw monsters until he was sick of them. As he pours a rich sauce into the pan, he muses that he mastered their traits, weaknesses, and how to hunt them perfectly, but seeing people upon his return, he wondered if there was any need for him to step in again. While slicing the cooked steak, he thinks that the people of Earth, in their own ways and rules, were protecting the world. He pours the sauce over the plated steak, concluding that's the kind of era it's become. Kang Cheol-ho, holding a spatula, looks directly at the steak and simply states, done. The finished dish, Belto Steak, is presented beautifully with a note indicating the main ingredient is Belto breast meat, and the sauce is called Kang milk. Kang Cheol-ho invites him to try it, and the association man is visibly stunned by the dish, thinking, I was just going to fill my stomach and go. But this is incredible. The association man decides to take a bite of the glistening Belto steak. His eye widens in sheer amazement after the first taste. He exclaims this, it's so juicy, and he thought the Beltos that tormented him all morning are giving me this kind of trouble. It feels like it's soothing my frayed nerves. As Kang Cheol-ho observes, the man quickly digs in, deciding it's not the time for overthinking. He savors another mouthful and then chews with satisfaction, lost in the deliciousness. While savoring it, he thought, right, how expensive could it be? And he decided, let's splurge a bit today. With his plate licked clean, he eagerly asks, sir, can I get another Belto steak? which Kang Cheol-ho agrees to, musing that he'd hunted them for himself to eat. But after devouring the second steak, the man sighs with satisfaction, declares it was delicious, and asks, "Could I have the bill, please?" Kang Cheol-ho informs him that he doesn't charge my first-time customers, much to the man's surprise, who insists it was too good to be free. The association man, looking utterly refreshed, says, "Thanks to you, I feel like all my fatigue from today has melted away. I think I'll be coming back often, so I'd like to pay." Kang Cheol-ho gives a slight, knowing smirk in response. Relenting, Kang Cheol-ho says then JUSD $10, and the man happily places the money on the counter beside his clean plate, exclaiming, "All right." As he heads out, the association man thanks Kang Cheol-ho for the meal and adds, "Oh, and by the way," to which Kang Cheol-ho, standing by the kitchen, replies, "Yes." The man advises Kang Cheol-ho to stay safe, remarking that, "In times like these, non-awakeners like you and me have it tough. Next time monsters show up nearby, make sure to evacuate." He then offers his card. Then he remarked, "Compared to a few years ago, when it was practically a wasteland, cafes, bars, and markets have started to take root again, but it's still dangerous." Kang Cheol-ho accepts the card from Jae-woo Choi, patrol unit of the Awakener Association, as Choi thanks him again for the meal and asks him to call if anything happens. As the diner door chimes, Kang Cheol-ho looks at the car with a subtle smile and remark, "A tough era for non-awakeners." Watching Mr. Choi walk away, Kang Cheol-ho thinks to himself, "Not a bad guy live long, Mr. Public Servant." Alone again, Kang Cheol returns to the kitchen and begins slicing another perfectly cooked Belto steak, presumably for himself. He then, with a fork and knife, savors a bite of his own Belto steak, remarking, "As expected, it's delicious." Outside, an owl-like creature with large eyes perches on a branch amidst urban ruins, hooting softly. Kang-ho stretches inside his diner, thinking, "Another day of smooth business. I'll have one drink and head in." He contemplates a collection of colorful, scaly Belto eggs, wondering, "Maybe I'll make some snacks with the Belto eggs I bought earlier?" In a doubtful look, he thought, "How should I cook these?" Suddenly, the diner door burst open with a loud slam, startling Kang Cheol, who is standing by the counter. A guy storms in, not even trying to be polite, and starts yelling at Kang-ho, "Here you are." Of course, our boy has no clue what this guy's deal is. The stranger, who with a determined expression and glowing red eyes declares, "I've come to retrieve my belongings." And so, this chapter draws to a close. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this journey. If you're eager to uncover what lies ahead, let me know in the comments. Ask for more chapters, and I'll keep the story unfolding. Want to support the channel and become part of our growing family? Consider joining as a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and help this community thrive. Until next time, stay tuned.